Yo, don't think Bubbles was a monkey, did yo? Sure, she eats my banana, but she don't have an inch of hair on her goddamn body. You know what I'm saying.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with yet another video surrounding Black Myth Wukong. Now, funny enough, if I just go online right here, let's do this together, boys and girls, because I'm actually quite curious to see what will happen if I go to Kotaku, Woketaku. You know, they've got a brand new diverse Mr. Editor, haven't they? So let's just have a look and see if they've submitted their review for Black Myth Wukong, because this should be pretty hilarious if it all comes true. Let's have a look. Alien Romulus, I don't really care about that. Here we go, by Zach Sweezen. Oh my god. Black Myth Wukong sounds like a pretty but repetitive and buggy action game. Here we go. Let me have a look at. Okay, yeah, it's too buggy, it's too easy. Again, some people are saying the difficulty is pretty crazy. It's what, over 40 hours of actual gameplay? That report hasn't stopped Black Myth Wukong from becoming one of the most anticipated PlayStation 5 games of 2024. Oddly, no outlets, Kotaku included, received a console version of the game, so all reviews are of the PC version. That seems like a potential red flag to me, says Zach Zwizen, but we'll have to wait and see. And how the PS5 plays once folks can get their hands on it. For now, here is what other critics and writers are saying about Black Myth Wukong. So for an article that's meant to be from Kotaku, they're featuring other people who are running their opinions about the game, which I find rather odd. I mean, again, Kotaku is supposed to be concentrating on your own output, never mind what anybody else out there says. I think they want to line their opinions up with IGN and PC Gamer to say, hey, look at us folks, we're doing the right thing. But somebody who might be doing the right thing, again, happens to be Game Science. So get a load of this. Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science reportedly banned content creators from including politics and feminist propaganda. So this is rather interesting. So again, people were sent a CD key, and by the way, Game Science, you never sent me one, so I'm not going to hold it against you too much. So if you're not aware, on Twitter X yesterday, this leaked memo from Legal Mindset was doing the rounds on Twitter X. I like Legal Mindset, he's a good dude, and if I ever get caught up in any shenanigans, I'm going to him for help. I hope he takes pro bono cases, because that's all I am at the moment. So what he says here is exactly what I outlined. Game Science is explicitly banning certain things. So here is the actual brief. And when I say brief, I'm not talking about the ones that Walter White wore in Breaking Bad. So notice, by using the game key and creating content, you acknowledge that you've been informed of the following content, and your statements are not related to the marketing team. So what are the do's? Enjoy the game, which I think is pretty self-explanatory and doesn't require an amount of brain power to understand what they actually mean by that. But the don'ts are very interesting. Again, the way the lettering is spelt out or spaced out in between is a bit strange, but whatever. So this is kind of like in line with what Colt Eastwood says about be nice to people. So again, out of these 5 bullet points, one really does stand out more than the others to me. Do not insult other influencers or players. Do not use any offensive language or humor. Now, already, Game Science, I've got a problem with that because I'm a guy who can't restrain himself. So unless you bring a buxom of bevy, busty beauty nurses to strap me in and maybe strap me on, then perhaps we might have a bit of a discord there. But I don't know, what, you're supposed to sit there all straight-laced and play the video game and not offer any humor or insight? Again, this is probably the promotion, the pre-marketing for the game, not when you actually get it in your hands. So the third bullet point is rather strange. Do not include politics, violence, nudity. See, I might have a problem there, Game Science, because I like bums, boobs, and thighs, and bikinis and short dresses. That's not the same thing, so could I be excused from using those in my coverage for Black Myth Wukong? So don't use propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. So again, if you're preamping this game, you can't include any of these things, but I guess after the game's released tomorrow, then everything is on the table, so to speak. Do not use trigger words such as quarantine, which was also a film with Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter, or isolation, or CV-19. Well, why on earth would we even mention those words? I don't know. That's a bit of a strange one. I guess China's not been recovered from being referred to as the Kung Flu Nation from Donald J. Trump. And the last bullet point, do not discuss content related to China's game industry policies, opinions, news, etc., etc. Of course, when you actually read that last bullet point, who are they talking about? Who are they referencing? Rebecca Valentine from IGN, that insufferable cat lady, right? She's the one with her colleague who in 2023 displayed all these alleged bad behaviors of Game Science. Game Science, who not long ago had a break-in into their offices from a female activists who are protesting about treatment against their fellow co-workers or the treatment of women in the Chinese video game industry, which does remind me actually about anime in Japan, how that's a very crunch industry. But while it was all crunch and no rock and roll, people were being paid very well, I think. I can't remember exactly, so I might be wrong on that one. But I never heard any reports about sexism or allegations. It was just about getting these animated movies and TV shows up to par and out there to meet demands and deadlines. I imagine they did actually pay well, to be honest. Otherwise, why would you do it? But oh my God, the stories about... No, this wasn't just spotlighted on anime. It's a lot of our Japanese office workers sleeping on the streets because their jobs are so pressurizing. That's why I'm glad I don't go to work anymore in an office, because it's just demoralizing. It puts you down. It kind of leaves you soulless and clueless about life. So if you sit back in your chair and you relax a little bit, I think life is a bit more pretty and things fly by that you never ever imagined before if you weren't sitting back and relaxing in your favorite lounge chair. So it's rather interesting actually that all of this has been stipulated by Game Science. I don't think it's totally unreasonable. I mean, if you kind of read between the lines of some of that briefing, as it were, it's got that CCP hint to it slightly. I don't know. It's a bit strange in my books. I'm not quite sure if I really line up to that, but that is it, folks. Another hit piece from yours truly regarding Black Myth Wukong. Did you find that memo amusing? It was very funny to me.
Did you see the memo about this? Yeah, I have the memo right here. I just forgot. But it's not shipping out till tomorrow, so there's no problem.
And again, once the bets are off and the game is out tomorrow, well, people do what the hell they like, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. So on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video today, leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, and if I were you, and if you were me, you might want to come back for the next video.
Hello over there, that be my brothers Jermaine and Tito washing the car. Shalom, brothers.
Right on, Mom.